we go to war abroad, the fights continue at home as the boxing community across the country bonds together to help our fallen comrades. They're all here tonight to swing on the star. And another cordial welcome to Star Boxing. I'm your host, Arnie Rosenthal, joined as I always am by the commissioner, Randy Gordon. Randy, the events of September 11th left the sports world devastated as it left the entire country. But as always during wartime, the sports community seems to lift itself up and participate in making everybody try to feel good. What exactly is going on in the boxing community now, and how do you see this compared, let's say, to tragedies past, World War II, etc.?
Well, you know, you go back to World War II, the legendary Hall of Famer, heavyweight champion Joe Louis was called out of his boxing career in the prime of his career. He went into the service and he boxed in the service. He did exhibitions. He kept morale high. So did former lightweight and welterweight champion Barney Ross, who suffered some very severe injuries, was addicted to morphine way back 50, 60 years ago. Because of all those injuries, he came out. He served his country. What I'm seeing now is just a pulling together of Americans all over, and I'm very proud to be in the sport of boxing because I see all over the country, boxers and promoters and managers and trainers are getting together. They're doing these exhibitions, trying to raise money for everybody, and it makes me very proud to be a part of boxing.
And of course, our own family here, Joe DeGuardia, has done a fantastic job this evening, bringing in the fire department, bringing in the police force, and having all sorts of benefits going on here to help all the causes, and I too am proud, and we'll be proud to see you. Stay with us for our first bout on Star Boxing after these words. Star Boxing is brought to you tonight by Everlast. Everlast, the choice of champions since 1910. And by Punch Cigars, short on the drag and long on the punch. Also by the Retired Boxers Foundation, the undisputed champions of dignity. All right, back at ringside, Arnie Rosenthal along with the commissioner, Randy Gordon, making his way to ringside for his pro debut. Kevin Carey, 6'4", Randy, and about 140 pounds dripping wet. Can you imagine that?
Actually, if I hadn't seen Mark Breland in my life, I'd say I can't believe it. Mark, the former Olympic champion, New York Golden Glove champion, former world champion, welterweight champion, was actually very close to 6'3", and soaking wet, 147. So this is one of those freaks.
And what's going through his mind as he's getting ready to make a pro debut?
Well, he's very confident. You had a chance to sit with him yesterday. I sat with him today, and he's very, very confident. And incredibly, I thought he was a boxer. He said, no, I'm a brawler. Where do you see a guy built like a toothpick that's a brawler?
All right, Eduardo Torres, his opponent tonight in the ring. He's got a 1-1 record. Well, that's 2 more fights than our man on the other side has. Made his pro debut getting stopped by Arnold Henderson in 1 round. And we all saw that fight on the Star. And then came back, turned things around in a second pro fight, stopped Anibal Acevedo in 1 round. Boy, that Arnold Henderson stoppage surprised everybody.
It happens.
But the man who's no surprise to anybody, Dean Stone, he's got the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds in the welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Joe Santarpia. Introducing first, in the blue corner, wearing black, weighing in at 140.5 pounds, is making his professional debut here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, from Browns Mills, New Jersey, presenting Kevin the Sniper Carey. His opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing black, red, and white, weighs in at 142 pounds. His professional record, 1 victory coming by way of knockout with 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting El Hijo de Nacuabo, Puerto Rico, Eduardo El Ciclón Torres.
Well, Torres reminds me, Randy, of a fighter I'm involved with, Michael Bennett. He's never seen round 2.
You hope he never sees round 2.
Well, we're going to see what happens here tonight. Former kickboxer Kevin Carey, as well as only having 3 amateur fights at Orthodox Boxing. Works as a certified nurse assistant. That's his day job at the Medford Lee's Continuous Care Retirement Center. I got all of that in.
He certainly did.
So I know where I'll be taken care of when my time comes. That bought me 6 months service there.
Don't worry, you still got about 4 or 5 years to go.
Kevin said everybody's tuned in for this, for his pro debut at 24 years of age. He's a southpaw. He's got the height and reach advantage, that we know, but the experience from the amateur days certainly goes to Eduardo Torres.
I'm telling you what, whenever a tall guy tells me he likes to brawl, when I see tall guys brawl, I see them getting hit, and they just don't take the same kind of punch. So I hope for his sake he's got a good chin.
We're going to find out. This is scheduled for 4. A lot of times, though, you see a pro debut fighter not quite that aggressive, Randy, in his first fight.
He's coming right out. He said that he was a slugger, and he's doing exactly what he told me. And he's in against the guy who had about a 57-7 amateur record in Torres. He has really taken a chance storming Torres. And it's Torres who's called the Cyclone.
Well, right now, Torres trying to get off the ropes and certainly crowding him. Not really even using his reach advantage. Maybe his height a little bit.
You got to bend with a guy like
Kevin
this.
Carey.
You got to bend. You got to work the body. You got to keep your hands up.
Warning for headbutting from referee Joe Santarpia to Torres. Now finding himself stuck on the ropes a little bit and tasting the power, and big right hand over the top by Torres. Takes the legs away, and he kind of looks like a giraffe now coming apart at the middle.
That's what usually happens.
Kevin Carey.
Yeah, with these big guys.
Another right over the top lands by Torres.
On a different level, of course. Remember years ago, Mark Breland against Marlon Starling, the shorter guy against that tall.
I remember.
He wasn't a slugger so much, but he assaulted Mark Breland, had him down and down and down, and kept throwing him to the canvas. Mark had no legs.
I remember the 11th round, correct me if I'm wrong, with that fight too.
Yep.
Where Bucci put Mark to sleep.
Out.
Rematch a little bit closer. Majority decision in favor of Starling out in Vegas. Right now, very exciting first round here. And I got to tell you one thing about Torres. Every time we see him,
he's not a boring fighter.
No, he's not boring at all. And right now, I think perhaps Carey wishes that he was a little bit more boring. Under a minute to go here in the first, and it's been nonstop, and it's scheduled for 4. Can they keep up this pace?
I don't know how they can.
Right now, Carey learning how to cover up. Decides to fight back, but just can't deal with the speed right now of Eduardo Torres. Well, Torres perhaps about to hear something that he's never heard before, round 2, and for that matter, Kevin Carey hasn't heard it either, this being his pro debut. So we're going to be very interested to see if this gets into the second round.
You just heard an ooh from me because Torres is bending down and came up with his head. Watch the head of Torres. He keeps standing up and butting Carey.
And he's already got one warning, Randy, from Santarpia for that. But it looks like both fighters are going to survive to hear round number 2. Stay with us. We're swinging.
Hey, boxing fans, come out for live boxing. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing presents Rockin' Fights. For ticket information, go to starboxing.com or ticketmaster.com. See some of the best young fighters. Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights, it's a knockout.
Round number 2 of a scheduled 4-rounder. Eduardo Torres. He's in the black with the white trim, solid black, making his pro debut. Kevin Carey. Non-stop action in the first round, and I had to give it to Torres, Randy.
Yeah, I thought it was a very close round. I thought Carey started quicker, but then the last minute of the round, he glued himself to the ropes a little bit too much. I agree with you. Torres won the first round.
Now starting to use his reach advantage and using that jab for the first time in the fight is Carey. Keeping Torres on the outside and really taking advantage of being a southpaw. Not only being tall and having the reach, but a southpaw on top of it. And you negate your southpaw advantage by fighting in close like he did in the first round.
Absolutely do, and especially when you've got arms that long. You're negating everything. Get back on the outside. I know he said he likes to slug, but he says he can box too. Let's see him do it now. He listened very intently in his corner, and he's doing a nice job right now.
He's really giving Torres fits here. Torres just can't get back on the inside and can't land a clean blow here in the first minute of the second round.
I have a feeling that Torres is thinking that Carey would fight the same way in round number 2, and he has not, and it's messing Torres up.
Nice adjustment in his corner. Got to give the corner credit. They've adjusted him, and he's listening.
I like how he keeps his hands high when he pulls away.
Well, Torres has some good punching power, and if he doesn't do that, it's going to be a short evening.
Santarpia almost got nailed coming in.
But I wonder why Santarpia separated him at that point. They didn't seem to be in a clinch. It just seemed to be that Carey was on the ropes, which is a place where he does not want to be against Torres. This fight should be fought in the middle of the ring for him, Randy.
Absolutely. You don't want to have any rope burns on your back whatsoever. In fact, I would tell the guys, we've made these ropes electrified. Every time you go now, you're going to get a shock. He will stand right in the middle of the ring.
Nice uppercut by Carey.
See, bad spot for him.
Well, it's okay if he ties him up on the way in. Just doesn't want to lay there and try to fight off the ropes. I just don't think that's to his advantage. But Carey having a very good second round here, making a somewhat brilliant adjustment.
See, here's why I like the scoring system to be a little bit more liberal. In that last round, the first round, I thought that Torres won at 10-9. So far, if it stayed like this, although right now Torres coming back a little bit, if Carey had this kind of round and just boxed him and boxed him, I'd like to see a 10-8 round. I'd like to see the points used a little bit more. Not just 10-9 all the time.
I feel the same way about not having to necessarily call a knockdown round, a 10-8 round.
Exactly. A guy could come back like a madman and win the rest of the round big. You're still going to basically give him the round, or give the other guy who knocked him down 10-8.
Exactly. But right now, the judge is going to remember this last 10-second spurt by Torres, or remember the rest of the round by Carey. We'll have to see.
Can't get enough of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing? Download the Star Boxing TV app or check out our Roku channel to watch exclusive content and classic fights. Every punch, every knockout, every screen. The Star Boxing TV app gives you exclusive access to every moment of Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Available on Apple, Android, and Roku. Just search Star Boxing to get in the ring.
Second half of a scheduled 4-rounder, making his pro debut. I always want to say Max Carey, like the baseball player. Kevin Carey, who right now giving the highly touted Eduardo Torres all that he can handle. I've got the fight dead even after 2 rounds. I thought that Carey adjusted, even in spite of that last 10-second spurt that's tried to steal the round by Torres, Randy.
I'm not cheating. I'm not looking at your card. I gave round number 1 to Torres. I gave round number 2 to Carey. And again, Torres came back strong in the last minute of the second round, but it wasn't enough.
Right now trying to stay on the outside. It's Carey, former kickboxer, so he should be comfortable from a distance. Boy, how would you like to see those long legs hit you in the head? Kickboxing.
Looks like he could kick you from across the ring.
Both fighters in a place they've never been before. Round 3, both of Torres' previous fights ended in first-round knockouts, one for him, one against him. And, of course, Carey never been in here before, so they're fighting at a very heavy pace. And right now, I'd have to say the fresher looking of the two, because the mouth is wide open of Torres, is the less experienced Kevin Carey, a certified nurse assistant, looking to make a career of boxing. Quite a fan, too, I got to tell you. The reason I say he's quite a fan, at the weigh-in yesterday, he asked me how Anthony Hembrick was doing. He's enough of a fan to know that I managed Anthony Hembrick almost 10 years ago.
Is that right?
I looked at him, I said, well, I know what you've been doing with your time. I also said, get a life. But, this is a dream come true for him to be here tonight, as it is for Randy Gordon and myself, Arnie Rosenthal on Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Torres trying to open up here and see if he can do what he did last round. Has a tendency to take off the first half of these rounds, Randy, and try to steal them near the end. But really having trouble with this reach. And Torres very fatigued right now. Oh, a big left uppercut rocks Torres.
His legs did a Mr. Bojangles on that one.
And he came right back because the inexperienced Carey stuck around to get the receipt, as they say. And is eating some unanswered punches as he's trying to hold on inside. But a beautiful left hook, timed that perfectly.
Well, that's if Carey has any power, it's with that left hand.
Very shaky legs, though, still for Torres. Just about 20 seconds to go here right now in the third. Carey looking to pull out here right in front. And a dead tired Torres, just you can see the look. He's waiting for that bell. He needs to regroup. And just as we say that, he pulls that last 10-second spurt that he's famous for here. Tough round to call. Fourth and final round, junior welterweights. Nobody's been on the floor. Solid black. That would be Kevin Carey. Black and white, Eduardo Torres. Randy, I've got Carey up 2-1, but that third round was very tough to call.
I gave it to Carey also, as you did. I wrote on my card, close as E.T. finishes hard.
6 foot 2 inches, only 140 pounds for Kevin Carey. Landed a really nice left uppercut on Torres during that third round. It really took away the legs of Torres.
That rocked him right back to Puerto Rico. He felt that one. But your scorecard doesn't count. Mine doesn't count. The ones who do count tonight, Chick Hill, Julie Letterman, and Melvina Latham. New York State Athletic Commission rolled out their 18.
Carey having a hard time right now keeping Torres off. He's not able to use the legs as well as he did in the second and third round and use that jab. Nice left hand lead though. Catches Torres. There's the left again, and Torres shakes his head as if to say, no, it didn't hurt me, and you know what that means.
Anytime you see the fighter shake his head no, it means yes.
Torres doing everything possible, though, to try to get on the inside of Carey. That effective jab of Carey's not there thus far, but right now he's in a wrestling match, and Santarpia content to let them fight at close quarters like that, although nobody's really landing any good blows.
Joe, a veteran referee with New York. One of the big fights he ever refereed, Riddick Bowe against Michael Doakes, Madison Square Garden, round one.
That's all it is. Well, right now, less than half a round to go in the fight. Carey needs to keep this fight in the middle of the ring. Torres needs to crowd him and perhaps put him down to get a win. Then unofficially in our cards, Carey might be up 2-1 here in his pro debut.
Right now it's a case of throwing punches. I have a feeling whoever takes this round now could win the fight.
Well, Carey would like to go back to Medford Lee's with the win. And Eduardo Torres, well, he'd like to go back to Puerto Rico with a winning record. Came in highly touted, only to get knocked out by Arnold Henderson in his pro debut in the first round. Reversed that against Anibal Acevedo. But right now, fighting like a man possessed here, but is he doing enough this round, really, landing enough clean blows to pull this out and possibly get himself a draw or a 3-1 decision?
I think so far it looks like Carey. I think Carey's landing the harder shots. He's making it look like Torres is the tired guy. Torres has a tired look on his face.
Well, there's a reason for that. Torres is tired.
Boom. But he's got to reach down. At this point, he's got to reach down and pull it up somewhere.
Well, both fighters are going to survive. And we're going to be back with our decision. Stay there. You want to hear this as much as we do. We're swinging on a star.
Hey, boxing fans, come out for live boxing. Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing presents Rockin' Fights. For ticket information, go to starboxing.com or Ticketmaster.com. See some of the best young fighters. Star Boxing, Rockin' Fights, it's a knockout.
All right, back at ringside, everybody anticipating the decision, which would be very close. I had a 39-37 for Kevin Carey, but the last round and certainly the third, very close. But the man with the numbers is Dean Stone. He's going to tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing here in Yonkers, New York, we go to the scorecard. Judge Julie Letterman has it 39-37. Judge Chick Hill scores it 39-37. And Judge Melvina Lathan, she also has it 39-37 for your winner by unanimous decision, winning his first fight as a professional from Brownsville, New Jersey, Kevin the Sniper Carey.
Well, Kevin Carey fulfilling a dream. The 6'2", 140-pounder wins his pro debut. He can go back to Medford Lee's Continuous Care Retirement Center. Now I got another 6-month stay there, where he's a certified nurse assistant during the day. But beating a very highly touted Eduardo Torres, very tough first professional fight. Our Randy Gordon has a obviously very happy Kevin Carey in the ring. We're going to see what he thought of his performance. Take it away, Commish.
Thanks a lot, Tokyo. Kevin, look right into those truth cameras. You ecstatic tonight about your first professional win?
I'm very happy. I'm very thankful to the Lord for allowing me this opportunity to win. You know, as I told you before, I'm on a mission, you know, to give to those less fortunate than me. And therefore, I'm going to try to brush up on my skills and be better, because I want to be a champion and I want to one day earn the money that being a champion brings.
I couldn't believe when I first saw you today that you weighed only 140.5 pounds. You told me then, you shocked me by telling me you were a brawler, and you did exactly what you said you were going to do at times. You brawled, you boxed. Are you very happy with your performance?
I'm happy with the win, but I know my trainers are going to have me brush up on some things. We've got a lot of work to do, and I look forward to the work. You know, I'm not afraid of work. I love the training sessions, and let's get better.
Well, you beat not just anybody. You beat an amateur champion, a guy with a big amateur record. What does that show you about yourself?
That shows that I have good people around me that don't let me get away with slacking, because you know, they're on me in training camp a lot, but it's fun. You know, they're like family to me. You know, and I want to thank my manager, Shihan Jonas Nunez. He got me this fight. You know, because there was some other promoters trying to play dirty with me, wanted me to fight guys that already had 17 fights in my pro debut. Jonas held out and got me a fight against somebody that's my caliber, so I get to grow at the right pace against somebody that's at my own stage.
How soon do you want to get back in the ring again?
I'll go as soon as my manager tells me that we have a fight, you know. I follow orders.
Okay, you talked about giving to the underprivileged. Just tell me quickly about that, about Tennessee. You mentioned a hospital.
Yes, the St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Tennessee. I know that they function only on donations. The treatment that they give is free. They don't charge for the treatments, and it is for those less fortunate than us. I don't have cancer. Those children do, and we're looking to make some money so we can donate to them.
Kevin, you're a good man, and he wins his first professional fight tonight and looked great in doing so. Let's go back to ringside and Arnie Tokyo Rosenthal.
Thank you, Randy. Very intelligent evaluation by Kevin Carey, and a very generous Kevin Carey as well, as he wins his pro debut. Dropping down to 1-2 is Eduardo Torres. Stay with us. More to come. We're swinging on the star.